Hey everyone, welcome to Collector Chatter. I'm your host Miguel here, my co-host Charlie, and in today's episode, we're going to cover the latest Funko news and rumors.
And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's chat Funko News and Rumors.
All right, let's start by chatting about the Funko news and rumors for this last week. We had some pretty good stuff, not a ton of news, but we were talking about before, and it's very good news.
It's all good stuff.
Yeah, everything that's being dropped, everything's being dropped is awesome. So it's really cool. So right off the bat, I'm a huge soda fan, so I want to kind of throw it out there. The first few official sodas that we finally got. So we've been talking about a lot of rumors, a lot of different things that are coming out, but now we officially got at least 3 new sodas that are announced, and we got to see what they look like, what the chases look like, and that is C-3PO. So we're getting more and more Star Wars. This is obviously something we kind of assume would eventually come out, so it's cool to see that. We also got a Luther one, which is kind of expanding the Umbrella Academy line, which is interesting because we had kind of mentioned that in the last episode a little bit about that line. And then we also have a Yondu one, which is another Marvel character, which I think this one's pretty interesting because Marvel's such obviously huge line, especially the MCU side. This is an MCU version, but it's not like a huge character. It's a little bit of a side character that a lot of people love, and obviously, so I think that's pretty cool that they did it. But what do you think about the sodas overall? Common and chases. I have a little bit of gripe on some of the chases, but what do you think?
So, all in all, I love all 3 of these sodas. I definitely want to add all of them to my collection. First, I'll start off with the C-3PO one. I actually think finally this is a pretty good chase. Basically, for all of those who aren't familiar, though, the common is what C-3PO looks like in the OG trilogy. And then the chase is actually what he looks like in The Force Awakens. He had a red arm, which was a completely random thing that was never explained in the movie. It got explained in like a prequel comic leading up to like when Star Wars was coming back. And I'm happy that at least like if you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, it does kind of make it special. It's not just a metallic, it's not just a glow. Personally, I wish it would have been the prequel C-3PO of when like Anakin is making him and you see all the wires, which they do make a Funko Pop of. But I can't really, beggars can't be choosers. Like, I'm pretty happy with this chase.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would have been cool too, him being made, but also the leg is different.
Yeah,
did you notice that? So the original actual color of his leg, which was like his leg is silver, it's silver. The rest of him is gold. So
yeah, and
that's a common, right?
That's the common. I mean, the common, in my opinion, is the better one, not the chase. And yeah, like that was actually a little bit of controversy too. A lot of people don't realize that C-3PO's leg was silver. It doesn't come across really good on camera. You just assume he's completely gold. And I know, they had to do some camera tricks and, the back in the 80s to, make it not look like completely gold. So you can see a little bit of the silver tint. And then it was kind of something that was glossed over in the Force Awakens when, J.J. Abrams, was like, let's give him a red arm. And, he was all kind of fixed up. Like a lot of people didn't like that. And then they got rid of that red arm going forward. It definitely was not a fan favorite, but I'm happy that they actually had the correct detail of having the silver leg in the soda.
Yeah. And then with the other one that I thought was pretty cool was a Yondu one that we talked about. So I think if I'm not mistaken, I was really trying to figure it out. The only difference is it is Mohawk.
Yeah, it gets cut off and
it's just cut off. Yeah, one's cut off, and then the cut off one is actually the common, and then the chase I think is the one with the full Mohawk.
Oh, you're right. Because I remember no, you are right. Because when I saw that, I thought it was kind of weird. Like I would have expected it to be the other way around because his normal look is with the Mohawk. This out of the 3 was, in my opinion, the weakest chase. They could have had him, doing like having his whistle that he blows.
Yes, which I thought that's actually what it was gonna be.
Yeah, like this is just I mean, we talk about, I especially have gripes with this all the time, but then I look at the Luther one, that's a fire chase. Like that's a completely different figure. I mean, I was pretty happy about that. I don't know what your opinion is.
Yeah, which I was gonna say the same thing, completely different. It's like it's a whole new look and outfit and everything. Obviously, if you watch the show, you know more specifically about it, but I thought that was a pretty good job. So with that line, like it's obviously still growing, and we talked about it before with the Umbrella Academy that they're coming out with new seasons and they're kind of trying to get little by little getting the rest of the characters. So that pop line's already pretty big. So it makes sense that if they started the soda line, they're going to kind of finish it. But yeah, those were like some of the 3 big sodas that kind of like stuck out as far as like officially announced on my end, what I thought was pretty exciting.
Yeah, another big announcement was the Black Adam Pops. I know we had said, they were rumored to be coming, and they actually came out, and we were saying this before, like you can actually go on Funko.com right now and buy them. It wasn't just like a pre-order, which is kind of nuts. I'm assuming that's because the movie has been like all of these big movies have been delayed, like these were ready to come out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think they're pretty sweet. Like, I'm really excited for this movie. I feel like it's gonna be one of the most buzzed about DC movies in a long time. I know the Batman was huge, but this is gonna be more within their expanded universe that they've made to try to copy the MCU. And I mean, Dwayne Johnson, like, love him or hate him, I'm on the team that loves him. He's legitimately born for this role. The pops look awesome of him. I mean, we got one of him kind of just like flying. Then we have one with him with his lightning, and there's a chase with that glows in the dark. We get a Dr. Fate. We also have a Dr. Fate in like a pop ride. I mean, we got there's a ton.
The Hawkman.
Yeah, so Hawkman's in the pop ride. Sorry, not Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
So we have Hawkman in the pop ride, and then there's actually 2 other versions of Hawkman. One I think is a Walmart exclusive. It's like a different pose. I think one's Atom Crusher. One is the Dwayne Johnson, aka Black Adam, sitting on a throne. That was my favorite of the. I mean, this is a big line, especially for a DC movie, in my opinion. But I think they're banging on this being huge.
Yeah, they have to, because the one thing I was gonna say is it's a big line. In DC, they don't always get as big as like Marvel. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this isn't the most popular character. I'm sure a lot of people don't even know who Black Adam is, don't know anything about him. So like for them to really pump all these pops out for this one line is kind of surprising, when it's not like Spider-Man or Doctor Strange or something that's huge in the sense of like a lot of people know about it. But I think a lot of it has to do with Dwayne Johnson, obviously, and that's probably why the movie is also going to do just as well. Because if it was any other actor, I don't think it would be getting the hype that it's getting right now, even though it may end up being a great movie besides the fact that The Rock's in it. But yeah, I think like he's obviously
would get a handful of pops, if that. Yeah. I mean, he's even like, he was talking about on his social, like, I'm so pumped on my pops. Like, I mean, he like that guy, I don't know how he sleeps ever.
Yeah, he knows how to market
he's a marketing genius. Yeah.
It's his marketing. He knows what he's doing.
But I'm super excited for this line. I'm a DC collector, but I'm not like a DC like completionist. I get what I like. I'm definitely going to get a few of them in the line. I just think it's really, they look cool too.
Yeah, super cool. And then they also dropped a comic cover of Black Adam, which is awesome, because the initial wave we knew was going to be like the main people from the movie, and now they're doing like a comic style comic cover one, which isn't necessarily the same line. It's just part of Black Adam, but that one looks pretty cool too. I thought that was an interesting one. I mean, we spoke about how even the OG Black Adam pop that already exists, the comic style, looked already like Dwayne Johnson. So this is another one that kind of fits into that in a way. I guess that now looking at the Black Adam pops now, I think they made him maybe a little bit tanner, because maybe it's more Dwayne Johnson versus the comic. But
it's funny you say that, because I have the like OG Black Adam pop, and yeah, I said like it looks just like him, but now when you see the ones that are of him, it's like, oh wow, like that one obviously still looks like him, but this is just him. Yeah, he looks like a superhero. Like he lends very well to Funko.
We've always thought that when it came to him and being like huge, I mean, after wrestling and everything, so it makes sense. But then we also had this was an interesting one. So a AAA, AAA, however you want to say, anime exclusive Superman pop with a glow chase, which is dropping, and that kind of was like out of nowhere, and it's an interesting
no sense. I want this pop because I love Superman and I love Henry Cavill's version of it, and the chase is pretty cool. It's like his glowing, like his red eyes, he's like beaming you. But I don't, why now, and like why is this a AAA anime exclusive? It's just totally random.
It is.
Aren't they normally anime pops? They're
I think
exclusives.
so. I mean, they don't. I know they. I feel like they're in the same boat as like the zombie one that came out recently. Like they're like those ones that you get randomly and an exclusive through them. I don't know anything really about them.
I think. Correct me if I'm
yeah.
wrong, or listeners too. Like this is almost like a PX exclusive type. Like they sell it at all different like local shops, and like Entertainment Earth is selling them.
Yeah.
Like this isn't like a storefront, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, like you said, correct us if you guys know, but I don't think it is, and I don't think it's something that's going to be on Funko. Like it is kind of one of those more exclusive types, like a PX exclusive one. So, yeah, I just thought it was cool. The glow in the dark one, like you said, like that one definitely looks much better. And it's anytime I see a new pop come out and there's a chase version of it, I like to talk about it because we always talk about how they're kind of like a dying thing, or you don't get as many of them now. And it seems like we have been getting some here and there, and they've been pretty good chases for the ones that we have been getting. So
they seem to really be pumping out chases with the comic book lines recently, or comic book lines based off of movies and or TV shows. Because it seems like all the big Marvel lines for a while now have been getting one, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which has been something that's we talked about before, but it's actually cool that they're doing it more of.
Yeah, but then speaking of Marvel, we also got a Doctor Strange comic book cover, which is a Target exclusive, and that we came out with more mini moments for WandaVision, Target exclusive. They're having like a Marvel event right now, kind of every week. They're coming out with a new Funko Pops. I think one of them is going to be the Sylvie and Loki movie moment. The other one's going to be, you know, the Thor frog like in the container.
Oh yeah.
Those are the only two that I think of leaked. Some people have already found them at their Targets.
Yeah,
of course not at our Targets, but yeah.
Never.
But I mean, the comic book cover is pretty cool. It's the OG, obviously, comic Doctor Strange.
It's like soda, kind of.
Yeah, it's like the soda. I think it's probably one of the best Marvel comic book covers. Like even though it's just so funny, like obviously they're not always associated, but I feel like between getting Wanda, Doctor Strange, Vision, it's like we've gotten the multiverse of madness and like the WandaVision like multiverse saga of comic book covers. It's interesting.
Yeah, because Rambo, Monica Rambo, but we're getting all like different versions. So it is weird that those have been the ones like net, because I remember early on we were like, why are they dropping these? And now it seems like they're kind of connected, even though I don't think they've intentionally did that. Maybe I don't know, because they are all kind of just random comic and Marvel and stuff, like, you know, different style. But yeah, that one was, it looks pretty cool though. Doctor Strange ones for sure. I still do not have anything besides the Superman one, the original one, and I haven't gotten any after that just because of the sizes of them. But they still are a cool line. If you're getting into Funko and like you want to start collecting like a really cool line, you love comics, or you're kind of transitioning from comics into Funkos, I think it's a perfect line to start collecting, because there's not necessarily too many yet. It's getting bigger, but it's enough to catch up where if it's the beginning of your collection, you can probably try to collect them all, if anything.
Are you going to get the Batman one, or you're still thinking?
I'm still up in the air. I actually saw the the Batman comic cover I saw in store, actually in front of me. I was at a Walmart and they had it, and I like thought about it, and then I was like, nah, and I put it back. And it was the older, like the original Batman one that was supposed to come out, because I know they made that newer one where you had one, which is probably one, with the cape and everything. But I haven't seen that one around. But that first one I did, and I thought it was cool, but I didn't grab it, so I don't know. I may or may not. I'm still kind of up in the air right now. My collection is like insane because it is pouring more into my closet than it is like as a display. So like if you guys saw like the way my soda cans are lined up right now, you'd think I was like literally a vending machine with they're just stacked everywhere. It's insane. But going back into some news stuff, this is a little bit more of a rumor, so kind of to spill into a little bit of the rumors. And it's Marvel, so I wanted to stick with the Marvel line. We did get a rumor, at least, of finally the new wave of SpiderMan No Way Home Pops, which I know the SpiderMan No Way Home line was a big one that came out early on when the movie dropped, and then we spoke about how it was more of like trailer pops, and it wasn't trying to, you know, spoil anything. But now we're at the point that, you know, if you guys haven't watched Spider-Man and you're a Marvel fan or comic fan, like, I'm sorry, we're going to obviously spoilers coming up, but this movie now is no longer in the spoiler range, where like posters and trailers and everything is showing essentially that you get all 3 Spider-Man and things like that, right? So this line looks like it's going to be awesome because we're going to get all the villains. We're going to get new versions of that movie style of the villains, which most of them kind of exist, at least. I don't know if all of them, but most of them exist in one way or another. Like I know the Electro already exists, so they're going to make a new one of that. And then, the rest of them, but the Goblin and stuff. But what I'm most excited for is more like the Spider-Man stuff, to getting like a Toby Spider-Man and getting the Andrew Spider-Man, getting, I think, a 3-pack is like one of them. That's
I think
rumored.
There's a 3-pack and they're separate.
Yeah, them separate, 3-pack. I think the Liberty scene, like there's like a lot of different like rumors and what they're gonna do and moments and stuff, which I think is perfect. It's genius. I think the timing's a little weird because it does seem like the hype is kind of gone on that, but maybe it's a way to get people back into the hype and stuff. I know this is a little different, but I know there was rumors of like sodas potentially dropping with 2 chases, which would fit into the same kind of thing where it should be the three Spider-Man and stuff. So that's definitely like a big rumor that I was really excited to see, at least now on, in a picture, seeing listed out who may coming out. We don't got pictures or anything officially, but again, these rumors usually are pretty good, pretty spot on. Once we start getting them, then we'll usually get leaks, which is like the pictures, and then we get the official drop.
I feel like, too, talking of that they're gonna milk the villains as con pops. A lot of them
I would
say
like that, though.
Yeah, me too. And I shouldn't have said milk. It's like, it's a good plan, actually. It's like we got one of each villains because I think in the rumors it says like a lot of them are exclusives, but it's not saying what it is, whether it's a retail exclusive or a con. I think con would just be totally perfect. We have them coming up, and hopefully the first one drops in San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, which will be actually pretty sweet.
It would be sweet.
And then what else we had? And we had a lot of soda rumors.
We did a lot of soda rumors, which we can get into those if you want to start talking about them. I mean, one of the first ones I'll say that keep the Star Wars train going, like a Leia soda is coming out, which I'm super pumped for. Makes me think though that'll, like, I'm trying to think of what that chase will be. Will it be a lazy chase, or there are so many opportunities to make that a great one? But I feel like we'll just get like a metallic Leia and then a common. Like, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, that would be so weird, right? But I don't know, maybe not, because so with the Star Wars ones so far, if you guys don't know, they've officially dropped like 4 of them.
Yep.
And they've actually announced a few more, like officially. So we know that wave is coming. We're getting them. So far, like, the Vader with just a lightsaber glowing, I think is what that one had. The Stormtrooper being like metallic was kind of the Luke, like at least the Luke was a little bit different with the hand. So because the actual people version pop did have a change, I feel like with Leia they may not make it metallic. Maybe they would do something different, maybe outfit, or I
feel like she would need a whole new outfit, which is like,
outfit would be the most. The outfit would probably be the most sense. It would be like essentially a new mold though, so they got to figure out if they want to go that hard into that. But it is interesting because on this list, so there's a lot of movie style sodas that are coming out. There's also 2 other Star Wars ones that are being rumored as well, and one of them is like the Ewok being flocked. So that's like
calling it out.
That's like a different type chase. On the Leia, it doesn't say anything, so it kind of makes you think like maybe it is just a pose, maybe it is just something that's not as intense.
Maybe she'll be holding a gun. Like she wears her iconic white dress outfit, where she's like holding a gun, and that I bet you that's what it is. And
that could be what it is. Yeah, it'd be easy. It still would be cool. I mean, it's a classic
totally cool,
and it's definitely like something that would make sense. But how hyped are you on the Darth Maul one?
I'm pretty pumped for that one.
Okay, so now here's my take on it. I think it's sick, and I think just the comment alone is going to be freaking fire. But I think what they're going to do and what they're saying is that it's a glow in the dark chase. Is I think it's just going to be a saber, and they're doing the same thing that like with Vader. It'll be a lazy version of doing that. It'll be cool, but I would like a different pose and make it glow in the dark. Because that's the thing,
dude.
Funko,
can go.
We're telling you guys, like, it's not just that if you do a glow, it means it's bad, but like just change the pose and then make it glow. All right, that's enough to be like, you know what, this is a chase. It's cool.
You should get. It's funny you say that. Like, I've always thought that, and sometimes it comes across that we're like haters on like it being a glow or metallic.
Yeah.
It should be what you just said, something new pose and the glow and the metallic. Like that makes it like the ultimate chase. So it's you can immediately see that it's a little different, but then it has that different special paint job or whatnot you can say on it. And like the Darth Maul, like I'm so pumped for that one, but that is a huge missed opportunity. Even if you want to make it lazy, make one with a hood, one without the hood, or totally easy. He, you know, gets his legs chopped off and then he comes back later on with mechanical legs. You could have made one with him with his mechanical legs. And like, I don't think that would be that hard for them to do with the mold. It's kind of would have been pretty easy paint job, call it a day. Or even one with him wearing his like entire hood and one with it not having it on. Like with Darth Maul, I could go all day. But yeah, it's just gonna be
sure they won't go as intense as like you're saying, like there's so many options. But like I was gonna say, I'm trying to see exactly which one it is because I know I have it, but it's hidden in the pile. Oh, it's Secret Squirrel. So it's an OG soda, but and I believe it's the only one that does this. Correct me if you guys know if I'm wrong here, but that chase is a glow and flocked.
I didn't know that. That's
so
pretty
like
legit.
They've done it before. So it's like a glow and a flocked. And I believe there's even a soda that has a chase that's metallic and glow. Like, so like they've done it where they can do two things. We're not even talking that intense. We're literally talking about like just change a pose, because I know that the poses kind of are restricted. Yes, because of the can. But when you see another soda that is in a kind of different looking pose, it makes you see those common looking ones that are just standing straight up as like, that's when we say it's being lazy. Like Charlie was saying, we're not being like, oh, they look terrible. Everything is, we obviously we buy these things. We still like them. We're just giving opinions on to like how you can like really make this a special chase or something. So it's going to be interesting. I just feel like it's going to be Darth Maul's normal and then him with the glow saber. Like I feel like it's going to be
which is what they did for Vader.
And that's why I said that, because the Vader one does exist. So like I could, they've already done it, so they obviously have the room to. But to continue on with movie line, just to kind of get back into some of these soda rumors, obviously some of my big favorites in the horror side of things are rumored. Michael Myers Halloween, we've been talking about this for a long time now. We finally see him on a list, so I'm getting even more excited because I feel like that is coming.
This entire list is amazing.
Yeah, like it's insane. The Ghostface from Scream, which I from the beginning said if I ever had to get a soda and people would ask me questions, what's your most wanted? It was always Ghostface from Scream, Michael Myers from Halloween. I've always said I call it like the big four, and it's always Michael Myers, Ghostface, Freddy, and Jason. And Freddy and Jason we still don't see yet, but I could see them coming after the fact that.
And like I would like to think most people who watch our YouTube channel, listen to our podcast, know Miggs's icon on our logo, he is Ghostface.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm not just a guy with a knife trying to kill someone. So I am being a character. Showing my fandom for you guys if you were confused. But like then there's even like Predator, which is awesome. E.T., which kind of falls into that line.
I'm pumped for Indiana Jones.
Crazy Indiana Jones, which obviously like finally like that's a huge. Funko's had a ton of Indiana Jones pops, 10-inch pops. Some of the 10-inch Indiana Jones pops are like crazy grails. So like we know that like that's a great line to do. So
I have most of the Indiana Jones pops.
Soda.
I'm missing one of them, which it was like one of the con exclusives a while back. But it's funny. I don't think they make enough Indiana Jones pops actually. So I'm hoping that.
Well, they don't make enough. I feel like the side characters and stuff. I feel like it's mostly just like him.
They only make
it's only him. Yeah. So that's interesting. But we did talk about the whole like, why is there no Han Solo? And is it because of him? But Indiana Jones is being rumored to be as a soda. So like, maybe
it's really
haven't
weird.
Come across Han Solo. I don't know, but it's just weird that they haven't, because this rumor, you would think Han would be in this rumor with Leia and like some of the rest of these. So he's not. So who knows? Again, these are just rumors. This isn't anything official. They could just be missing one of these and he dropped. Who knows? But a bunch of other ones. I mean, Gandalf, Lord of the Rings, which obviously makes sense because we were already getting some of the, Frodo and stuff. So this is a pretty crazy line. Doc Brown, Back to the Future is going to be back into sodas now. So that's freaking sick. I mean, we can go on and on with these. There's even a big rumor list of some Disney sodas, which
a ton. It's ridiculous. Like
it's a lot. I mean,
this,
if I just had to pick, let's say let's do like
let's pick
three
some.
each. So like if I picked my three favorites, I would say Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story because one of two things. Buzz is sick, and that also means that we're gonna get the Toy Story
all
line,
of them. Yep.
Which would be amazing. That's one of the most, that one, and then the Ratatouille line continuing, I think is super cool because we already have the Remy ones. Now we're gonna get Chef Colette and Linguini, which is Linguini's box lunch, which is where Remy is. So that's definitely one that I thought was pretty cool. How about you? You're probably excited for the Haunted Mansion one.
Haunted Mansion, totally. I'm totally pumped for them, and it shows that they're actually coming. We're gonna get 3 of them, which is amazing. And we got all different ones. We got Madame Leota, who she's like the head that's like floating in the ride. We have Ezra, who's a ghost, and we have Constance, who is one of the ghosts like in the stretching pictures. So they really have like gone all throughout that ride to give us some variety. I know we'll probably get all the stretching paintings, all the ghosts, but yeah, I'm super pumped for that. I'm honestly really excited for the Scrooge McDuck one from DuckTales as well, which makes me cool. I'm curious though if it'll be the Scrooge McDuck from like the OG DuckTales or like the one that was just recently on like Disney XD. But then will they go into like the 90s like cartoon like Disney line and sodas, which I would
the rest of the
super be pumped for. But that, then you can get like Tailspin, you can get like the Rescue Rangers, especially with like I really want Rescue Ranger Pops from that new movie that just came out. Like, if you have
which I'm surprised they haven't.
That movie's hilarious if you haven't watched it.
Yeah, I've seen pieces of it. I had it kind of in the background. I was trying to see if my daughter would watch it. She was like a little bit into it, and then she stopped paying attention, and I had kept it kind of going in the background.
Because they weirdly don't make Rescue Ranger Funko Pops, which is insane to me. They made one of I'm drawing a blank on his character's name, but he's the one who's like obsessed with cheese. He was in a GameStop, like one of those mystery boxes that had all different cartoons pops. That's like the only one they make. They've never made a Chip and Dale one, which is insane to me.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
So I'm wondering if they're going to be coming soon, especially with the new movie, and it did pretty well. So yeah, it's not to go off on a tangent, but I really would like to see those pops.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, these rumors are insane though, because there's just so many. Like, we get so excited. Like, I'm also excited for Monsters Inc. line to keep going. Mike Wazowski, obviously we had Sully, so we knew we were getting Mike.
We got Big Hero 6, so we got Baymax.
Which that's a big Funko line for them already. Wreck-It Ralph will continue to grow because we already know that we are getting Ralph. That one we did get officially shown. Even some Muppets. That's a big line alone right there. So like that's pretty intense in the soda game.
And then Doug from Up.
Doug, another one. They obviously
continuing the line.
Have a ton of that line already. And then we had a couple more like Marvel and DC. Not too many on that side, but one was Black Panther, so that's going to be cool. Wonder if it's going to be MCU or comic or what are they going to do with that one. Yondu was obviously that one officially came out now. We did see that one.
That means these rumors are real.
Yeah, so far they've been hitting. And I mean, the Marvel two with the 2 chases, it only makes sense. We've only gotten Donald one so far like that. And we always said it was amazing to do that. This is another perfect example of how they can, knock it out of the park, where give us a 3-movie Spider-Man, like give us a Toby,
which I feel like this is going to be a hard soda to get. Like, I mean, if you can get sodas where you get your sodas and whatnot, but like, speaking of the Donald Duck one, I I missed out on that one, and like all the sites that we go to where they always like restock them, like Donald is just like nowhere to be found. Yeah, and I'm wondering if people bought way more of them because of the extra chase.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Because I mean, I'm an example. I bought 3, and I only got 1 chase. I knew I wasn't gonna get all 3 of them. I just would have been crazy, but I just wanted the extra chance to get a chase. I just thought it would made sense, even though I think it's still a 1 in 6 per box.
It is,
but like you just mentally think like there's more out there.
But it makes me just think if that's impossible to get, nothing against Donald. I mean, I love Donald, but he ain't Spider-Man. Like that I feel like people are going to go nuts over that.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty sweet. I mean, I honestly though was surprised. I mean, although the original Spider-Man Tom Holland one that they did come out with, that line was pretty big. I think it's like a 20K, which is a high number.
Yeah.
And that was one of the sodas that you can actually find for a while. So,
Yep.
and I thought it would have been more hype behind it because it was just Spider-Man in general and it was his version. But who knows because of the 3-pack.
And I think people didn't like I know. I didn't bother me or the pose, like, but now looking back, it was just such a weak pose. I think people were turned off by it,
especially with Spider-Man. Like, I mean, look, it's a perfect example. This was before he came out, but the Doctor Strange pop, he's doing a hand pose, which if you flip his hand is what Spider-Man should have been doing. And it's funny. And even the art, like the can art is Spider-Man shooting a web out of his hand like that. So like, yeah that don't get me going again on Spider-Man. Then we got 3 new Batman sodas or 3 DC sodas from Batman movies, but we did get Batman Red Sun, which we spoke about that one already because last time we did see a picture. But now we're gonna get the 1966 Batman and Joker, which
hell yeah, I'm pumped for these.
That's awesome. We already got like a bunch of versions of the Joker because it was funny when you I thought of us afterwards listening back to the episode, you said like we don't have movie Batmans yet. So it was interesting that we didn't, but we do have movie Jokers.
Yeah.
We have two movie Jokers 2 of them already, and we don't have any movie Batmans. So now we're getting 1966 Batman, which it's not really a movie, that was a series essentially, right?
It's,
so it's closest thing. So I think it's kind of getting us there. So
I'm just speaking of those, like, what do you think the chases for those will be?
For the Batman and Joker?
Yeah. I feel like they could do something fun with it, but it'll probably like with the pow bam and like do kind of like that.
I wonder how they could do that, or if it was like just
it'll be metallic.
Yeah, maybe shiny or metallic, because I mean some of those old DC pops, they came in metallic chases and they were like, really sought after. And like I feel like they could do that with that. It's probably what they'll do.
The thing is, the 2 Joker sodas are awesome. The both
yes, both of those are definitely different versions and different paint jobs and molds. So I mean they can do it. We already know that they can do it. That's the only reason why we put so much like emphasis on this like make these chases better thing, is because they've done it. Like they'll hit a chase out of the park and then they'll just throw us a dud. So it's like the consistency, I think, is what we really like, go back and forth on. But that's going to be the news. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, like we said, it was packed with a lot of good stuff. It ended up being a pretty big news episode for you guys because we did want to get into those sodas, which we've seen those rumored sodas for like a little while now before we even took our little break. We just haven't really gotten to talk about them. So I wanted to kind of bring them up because now we're seeing some of them actually drop and, want to make it known that, like these things have been out there and they're rumored and they are being leaked and coming out. But that's going to be, the news and the rumors for this week. Of course, next week we'll always get back into more news and rumors because there's always something coming out and something rumored and whatever it is with Funko in general. But that's going to be just for this segment of the news.